You're watching Soccer Night in Detroit.
FC Tulsa are the Western Conference champions.
It's over! For the first time ever, the Riverhounds Eastern Conference champions! It goes to the captain, Danny Griffin. Robbie Mertz in there as well. For the first time ever, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds are Eastern Conference champions.
And it's the second for FC Tulsa! It's turned in by Taylor Carrera for his second of the game. It might have been scrappy.
Here we are, folks. The dream we all dream of. Pittsburgh versus Tulsa in the USL Championship Final.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to One OK Field in beautiful OKC. It's a lovely day.
I can't believe we ended up having... Oh, wait a minute. We have no expenses here. How were we able to afford this trip?
Well, hey, sorry. That's our Zoom background, by the way, representing the home field for the best record among the two finalists, two World League finalists in this, as they lift their first title ever.
Yes, two first-timers to the championship game. Hard to believe Pittsburgh Riverhounds, for as long as they've been in, whether it be the A-League, PDL, whatever it is, the earlier incarnations of the USL Championship, they've never been this far.
772 games. First cup title ever.
How many games? 772 games?
Yes, I was researching all the info stats. I'm ready for this game. So it's going to be a spectacular game tonight, by the way. And I know we have some new viewers who follow Detroit City FC. And I know you're asking, are they going to talk about the Stephen Carroll pirate? We did do an emergency episode after this preview. You should go back to the timeline, and it's there. Special edition.
Yep. Yeah, our special edition reflecting on the retirement of Stephen Carroll, plus some other Detroit City news. One thing we will leave at the end of the podcast today, more Detroit City news came out yesterday. So we'll delve in onto that briefly at the end of this episode. But we are here talking about the USL Championship Final. Pittsburgh comes in here. 3 straight shutouts. FC Tulsa comes in here. 3 straight shutouts.
I know. And they're going to be at a sold-out One Oak Field. Man, for their first title in almost 42 years. Actually, a Tulsa team have won a soccer championship. The old Tulsa Roughnecks in 1983 in the old version 1.0 of the NASL. Remember that?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I think they had a Tulsa Roughnecks club, I want to say, prior to this, and then they just went with the wing design.
Yeah, you're right. They rebranded the whole thing in 2019, honoring the Art Deco style that littered Tulsa, literally. They love their Art Deco design here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I was hearing this on when they were talking about this game on
Morning Kick Around.
I think it was the Backheel channel or whatever it was, but they were talking about this game and they were saying how the crowds at One Oak Field they average like 4,800 a match, but as of late they've been packing the place.
Oh yeah, very important match. Actually, kind of a weird stats when they were announcing their sold out. It was 9,180 fans at the 918, which is Tulsa's area code. I'm not making this up. You know what I mean?
How's that for marketing?
Beautiful for marketing on this beautiful Saturday morning. You know what I mean?
He's jumping a day. He's jumping ahead. He's jumping a day in time too. So
I'm not Doctor Who. Come on, I'm a fan of Doctor Who, but let me tell you. Well, how did we get here? How did we get here? Well, Pittsburgh. Let's begin with the visiting team. They finished 12 wins, 8 draws, 10 losses, good for 40 points, and seeded fourth, edging out the Hartford United, the USL
Hartford Athletic.
Jagger Makers Cup Championship. First round, they went through a full game. Nobody scored. It ended up a 0-0 tie, but they won on penalty kicks 4-2. They move on. Second game, and we did this intentionally, by the way. Detroit City FC. Pittsburgh was coming out firing, but the Detroit defensive line came through, and we went for. We were up in penalty kick 2-1, but 2 unfortunate hits on the crossbar on the post. They came back, and it was all she wrote. They ended our season on penalty kicks again, 4-3. Come back to last Saturday night against Rhode Island FC. Possibly back-to-back title until the hometown hero, Robbie Mertz, snuck it one past the net. Basco go Vegas. And here they are at the big dance for their first modern-day championship ever.
This club right here, I mean, it is the, shall we say, the antithesis, or no, I wouldn't say antithesis. I just said say a big one. Shows the legacy of one Bob Lilly. Bob Lilly, the longtime coach there. Unfortunate for him, he was put on administrative leave, and that was in mid-October. Since then, the Riverhounds have been very consistent as far as their games go. Clean sheets galore, thanks to Eric Dick, thanks to that back line of theirs as well. Over which included let's see here, Sean Suber, Edrach, and Biasi. And that back line has been frustrating teams throughout the league in the last month.
It showed when we faced on Detroit City. We only scored 5 shots on the offense. Man, 5 shots.
Yeah, and like I said, it was a slog of a night. But I mean, they faced some pretty good defenses along the way too to get that. The problem is the goal scoring. The only goal that has been scored by them was was Robbie Mertz.
Yeah, the hometown hero.
Yeah, that was the only goal that was scored by them in the whole entire playoffs. They've gone 580 minutes
without a goal.
Yeah, without a goal. 580 minutes. That's a long time without a goal. Credit Eric Dick and that back line. So
the back line has been solid, must I say.
Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, you look at players such as Junior E2 and Sample and Griffin and Barnes on the midfield. And let's just say Charles All, the young kid, 23 years old, a huge part of that line. And of course, we mentioned Robbie Mertz earlier, but JJ or Augustine Williams, not JJ Williams, Augustine Williams, he was a pain in the butt against Detroit City.
I know. Stopping shots, swapping shots, literally
getting into it with Devin Amumensa.
I know.
He's an agitator, and he is a goal scorer. I mean, this year he scored 9 goals on the year, so he is their striker. So, Augie's been around. Part of the Indy 11, part of the Charleston Battery. So, he's and he can score goals. I mean, this year though, not as many goals as he's he for the first time in 4 seasons he hasn't scored double-digit goals.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
So
And he could be key, by the way, in that offense if they could break through the Tulsa defense. So
it could be. But I mean, taking a look at that, take a look. This club, though, is like I said, you know, with Bob Lilly. I mean, Bob Lilly influenced, but with Rob Vincent at the helm, they've added a little bit more of offense, trying to get that offense going, playing from the back more, and getting them involved as well. So, I mean, kind of like a Danny Dichio type offense too, but traditionally though, it's Pittsburgh been a team that has relied heavily on their defense, and of course their outstanding goaltender Eric Dick.
yeah, he was a beast last week against Rhode Island. You thought they could pass by. He just swapped them away. And it shows, you know what I mean? It shows.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and
Part of the top one part of
everybody having a frustrating night because of it.
I know, but this time it's going to be a little bit different. It's not at Highmark Stadium near downtown Pittsburgh on the lovely south bank of the Mahogany River. They're going to have to do it in a different field. One, OKC, which I was looking back at the head-to-head. They have won 3 times. Tulsa won twice, 1 draw. But whenever they meet on Tulsa have came up big twice in their history. And remember, they didn't face on Pittsburgh all season because of the Jägermeister Cup, and we didn't face every team in the Western Conference.
This is true. So, I mean, neither one of those two teams have met. The last time these two teams met was back in May 11th, 2024, 2-2 draw in that one at One Oak Field. So it's been a little while since these two teams have met. And then prior to that, FC Tulsa won against Pittsburgh in the Open Cup.
Yeah.
So that was the last victory by FC Tulsa there. But FC Tulsa definitely no slouch in this thing.
No, they got to the big dance with a superb record. 16 wins, 9 draws, only 5 ties. Good for 57 points. And we saw them mid-season. They went on a tear. 13-game unbeaten streak before they fell. And they've been very consistent all year, getting a result, either a tie or a win. And you could credit to the sparky offense of one, giving my notes there, last week's goal scorer, Taylor Calhoun. He scored 2 goals last week in the absolute demolition of the New Mexico United. 17 goals, 15 on the year, good for 3rd place in the regular season Golden Boot race.
Yeah. Calhoun has been the catalyst, but the catalyst up until that point was Stefan Lukic.
Oh, yeah.
3 goals, or both the goals that were scored to get him to the Western Conference Final were in extra time.
Yes, that was a kind of surprise seeing the number 1 seed not scoring in regular time, but Stefan Lukic off the bench, he scored the game winner in the 92nd minute in the game against the Colorado Springs Switchbacks that bounced them out as defending champions. And then he had a gamer of a goal, 122nd minute, the latest goal ever in a playoff game involving extra time. He won it near the death. Everybody went crazy, must I say. But in the conference, the opponent in the semifinals was the Phoenix Rising, by the way. And then New Mexico United. Oh my God, they dominated them 3-0. You know what I mean? Colorado 2 goals in that one. They didn't allow a shot on target last week.
Another player that scored in that match was Jamie Weber. Weber's goal coming in I'm trying to think. What minute was that goal there, Steve? If you have that handy.
I don't have it on me because I'm recording, but it was
That's
late after that, and their goal celebration when they went to sleep. Okay,
yeah.
that's it. Night night. Get ready for next.
So okay. So yeah. So that occurred in the 90th minute. So yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
So really late in that match.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah. And they have goal scorers, including Kellan Amari. He scored 4 goals for it today. Yeah, Gellert Arnold Corin,
or
manager.
76 minute. I'm sorry,
Sorry,
76 minute of that one.
okay, sorry. It was
Yeah,
over.
I looked at the wrong thing.
But their defense is okay, well, except for their goaltending. Penny Agro, don't have his first name, 8 clean sheet, 54 saves on the season. You know what I mean?
But their
Not
goaltender as of late has been Tyler Derrick. He's played in 4 matches, 4 clean sheets.
yes.
So
And Andy Dick on the other side, 13 clean sheets.
yeah, but you got to realize though, 3 of those clean sheets came in the most important matches.
The playoffs.
Yes.
I see. So he
So
may start in goal tomorrow, right?
right, you look at this matchup. Their back line of Souza, Bautista, Ian, and Stauffer, don't give up a lot either. I mean, you got a back 4 going up against a back 3.
Wow.
You think it's going to be easy to get goals tomorrow?
I don't think
today?
so. This is probably the first time that both teams. I don't know if this is the first time in history in the USL. Both teams haven't given up a goal. 3 games. 3 games Tulsa. 3 games Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Zip. 0.
Yeah, I was going to say, I gave you a stat earlier this week, a little hot, and I revealed half of it earlier, so I'm going to go back to that statement I gave you about the amount of minutes that have been, let's just say, the scoreless minutes of the. And I'm trying to think here because we've talked a lot this week.
We did.
So key. Let's see here. So, this was after I was watching. What do you call it here? So, 580 minutes for Pittsburgh, 548 minutes for FC Tulsa.
Wow.
And here's
something I have to give.
And here's the biggest stat I think of the whole of this thing. FC Tulsa has come back at least 7 times, earned 21 points from a negative result this year.
Oh my!
So if you knock them down, they're not actually. You better make sure they're knocked down good, because the fact is they can come back and creep up on you, and they can creep up at any time.
Yeah, and here's another good stat I found out while reading notes for both Tulsa and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, the fewest first half goals this season. You know what I mean? And Tulsa,
allowing or scoring.
You could say scoring, yes. You know what I mean? And Tulsa lead the league in the regular season with 32 second half goals. So
Yes,
Tulsa could knock them down, literally. You know what I mean?
So when you look at it as a whole, I think you got a team that doesn't give up much. However, you punch them early. You better make like I was saying. You better make sure they're down, and they're down for good, or else they're going to come back and haunt you.
Yeah, you're right about that. Look at the stat pack, both regular season and playoff for this game. Tulsa, 55 goals. Pittsburgh got 33. Tulsa have advantage on shots on target, but believe it or not, it's amazing they have gotten this far, but they don't have possession a lot. 43.9 in possession. And remember, last week in Tulsa, they only had the ball for 33% of the time.
credit the midfielders and the defense for keeping them away from the final third. It seems like lots of the play is like right up the middle, and that's where some of the turnover, they like to keep it towards the center of the pitch, where, say like Pittsburgh would want to attack towards that other end. And that's the resiliency of this Tulsa squad. They able to, frustrate the opposition, even though they have the most possession, and not making a lot of chances. Let's go back last week here. The match against let's see here. Match against Phoenix Rising. Or New Mexico, I'm sorry. So basically, New Mexico had 67% of the possession in that, but yet they had 9 shots, none on target.
I know.
So that, grant you, you look at them, okay, 33% possession. It doesn't mean that, they're not making the effort themselves. Usually these are more one-touch deals.
Mm.
And, like with Calhera in his 2 goals, that was off of one touch.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, getting that first touch and making sure it counts is Tulsa's pedigree.
Yeah, you're right. From looking at the shots on target during the playoff, they have a 5-goal advantage, 12-7. But sometimes Pittsburgh could get under Tulsa's skin in both the regular season and in the playoff. Tulsa have more fouls than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh being the softball angels on the pitch here.
And you never expect that. Usually those are tight slogs, especially last week. But then again, they could also lure you into making a professional mistake or a professional foul or whatever it is that can grant you a yellow or whatever. But they can be the type to frustrate you a little bit.
I know,
as they did last week against Rhode Island.
So let's do a little old school checkboarding of all the positions. I would give Tulsa the edge on the forward pack, literally.
Yeah, so far in the playoffs, that front line for Pittsburgh only registering 1 goal in all 3 matches that they have played thus far.
I know. What the midfielders? I'm gonna say I think it's almost slightly even between both Pittsburgh and Tulsa.
You might want to give a slight edge to Pittsburgh as far as that goes. I would say because of you look at that line: Danny Griffin, Junior E2, Sample, and Barnes. Those are 4 guys that can defend, facilitate the ball when needed as well. Also Danny Griffin especially can be deadly on the shot.
Oh yes, I know. Yeah.
So, I would give a slight edge to Pittsburgh on that one. This like I said, this midfield line for when you're looking at the last formation, which was a 4-2-3-1, this kind of resembles Detroit a little bit.
I see.
It kind of does when you think about it, except that we basically want to operate 3 from the back. So basically it ends up being like a 3-4-2-1 formation for for us. So, and their midfielders like they only got 2 midfielders that like to play from the back, but you got Dayu, Weber, and El Medkar. But as good as facilitators as they could be. Like I said, maybe a slight edge to Pittsburgh, and like you said, probably even on that. I don't know. I'm going to give the slight edge to Pittsburgh on that.
Yeah. Well, originally when I was planning to do this whole position breakdown, I was going to do defense goals separately, but I had to combine both of them. And I will say, I will give a good edge to Pittsburgh on the defense and also the goalie, Eric Dick. You know,
I got to give the same, really. I mean, in spite of Tyler Derrick's, and the thing is, though, you got to get to Tyler Derrick, and they didn't really get they haven't been really getting to Tyler Derrick that much, as evident with New Mexico last week.
I see. Yeah, I know.
So just a matter of getting to him. So
what about the bench? By the way, I will like to give it slightly to Tulsa, especially Stefan Lutic, who have scored 2 extra time goals off the bench.
Mm-hmm. Jockeson is the only one I would think would be one I would worry about as far as Pittsburgh goes. Randolph. I mean, well, let's see here. Osmanu, Wadey, Garcia, Larson. He's not really not really a threat. I mean, he was just on the line. But like I said, I'd be afraid more of Jockeson than anybody else on that Pittsburgh line or Pittsburgh bench.
Yeah. All right. What about the coaching advantage? Because this was a little bit weird. You got Coach of the Year candidate for Tulsa. My name is escaping me right now.
Luke Spencer.
It's consented, and then the whole Bobby Lilly thing, and then Rob Vincent have been, get on a tear, which is probably the best thing ever. Like I said, I would say it's even almost. You know what I mean? If it was Bob Lilly, I would, but I would give it to Tulsa.
Luke Spencer is part of a pedigree or part of a coaching tree.
Okay.
Guess where he came from?
Charlotte Battery FC.
No. Nope. Lou City.
Yes, that club.
Yep, he's from the Lou City coaching tree, so he knows what it takes to get a team to this point. As far as Rob Vincent goes, he's carrying on Bob Lilly's philosophy. However, adding a little bit of offense, has done a good job over there. But it's the question is can he make it to that final hump? And with this team that they're facing upcoming, it's not one of those teams. It's a team that scores a lot.
I know. One more thing I will say: win, lose, or draw, I guess if Lilly decided to step down as coach, I think he did do for a promotion with Pittsburgh.
Oh, absolutely. I would. The players like him. He's a young guy. I think he relate. I mean, obviously he's related well enough to get them to this far. So, depending on what the situation ends up being over in Pittsburgh, he sounds like a good candidate to fill in that role.
I know. Well deserved. And can you believe it? A coaching change in the middle of the season do wonders, literally. Now, one more thing before I go. I made the rookie mistake thinking there would be a most valuable player during the playoff. Well, they don't award that. They reward most valuable player of the game. So, if the USL ever had most valuable player of the game, I will give three candidates. If it's Tulsa, either Taylor Calderon with the 2 goals in that last game, or Stefan Lukic with the 2 extra time goals off the bench.
Depends on who does it, and when we go through the picks.
Okay.
When we get to the picks, we'll decide who's going to score or not. So, I mean, we took a look at the starting 11s and all that stuff, projected starting 11s, and looked at the benches, looked at everything here. This is where we're gonna draw the line here. We both picked FC Tulsa to win this thing.
Okay.
Do you still hold to that statement?
I still do.
How's it going to end up?
They're not in Wonderland anymore in Pittsburgh. They're in the heart of the middle of the country. They have some great fan support, and I will say this game will go the full 120, will be decided by PKs.
So Tulsa and PKs.
Yes. That's my say. It's going to end in a 0-0 time. They're not going to get a goal in. I may be wrong. Who knows? But honestly, this doesn't go to the final solution. Penalty kicks from the spot. What do you think, man?
I think, well, Pittsburgh ended their scoreless drought scoreless drought overall. Both these teams don't give up goals.
No.
However, the way I'm seeing it, I think Augie Williams strikes early.
Oh, okay.
Augie will strike early. Might see a goal from Jamie Weber or Taylor Calhera to equalize. Lukic wins it in extra time.
Oh my, and that would be a rare feat in the USL. A same player winning it not once, not twice, but 3 times in extra time during the playoff. Never happened before.
And I mean, honestly, I think that's how it'll end up going. They'll go into extra time. However, I think Lukic seals it in the end.
And I'm going to feel bad for the people at CBS. I mean, we have 1 more hour of play. We have college football at 4:30.
They can throw that thing on CBS Sports Network. That's why they got the time frame when they do.
I know.
So we'll be ready. We'll be there in plenty of time before 3:30. So no problem there.
Don't worry.
Speaking of which,
yeah, the average of these extra times and the penalty kick short is about a good 35 to 40 minutes.
Yes, true. Yeah, so I think they can afford a little extra time on Saturday. So, of course, where are you able to see this game? We kind of mentioned the main one.
Yes, the game is going to be on CBS Sports Network. It's going to be on WWE. No?
It's going to be on CBS, baby.
Oh, sorry. Did I say Sports Network?
Yes, you did.
My bad. Let's redo that again. The game is on CBS Sports, CBS over the air on Channel 62, also known as CBS Detroit. Starts at high noon. For the people in Spanish, you can see the game on Tuesday in Espanol. On Sirius, it's on Sirius channel 139, 137. You got it.
Yeah, 132, or no, 137 and 202 on XM.
Yeah, then online it's channel 980, right?
Right. Or just look it up on the Sirius XM app.
All right. And it's going to be a great final. I'm going to say I'm very excited to watch this final. As fans who have followed the league because of Detroit City FC, we're going to follow it to conclusion, and we will talk about it afterwards. It will
Absolutely.
take
One bit of
news
concerning the club. Sebastian Guenzati is reported to have signed with the Cosmos on a possible multi-year deal
at League One.
Yep. So
I know.
So he's the first. From what I believe it's. I'm just trying to think who the article came from. I saw that on the Discord earlier today. So
yeah, you're right. I saw it. You sent me the link, and Guenzati wasn't getting a lot of playing time. Here he did get.
He did get a lot of playing time towards the end of the year.
You're right. So he's taking his talent to New Jersey.
Yeah, to Hinchcliffe Stadium. So
right.
Yeah.
Right now it's about
5. FrontRowSoccer.com was the one that reported it today.
You're right. So we have 5 players that are not coming back. Guenzati. Who are the other 3? Alex Villanueva, Dave Chapman, possibly Huzaki. As you probably know, we mentioned at the beginning the retirement of Stephen Carroll, who's now retired.
Yep, and they just signed Connor Rutz to I believe a multi-year deal. I got to look at the article as far as that goes. Give me a minute here, but they did sign Connor Rutz. That announcement, I believe it was a 2-year deal. They announced that on Wednesday night, and we announced that in that special edition that we
Yeah,
had
so
on
we'll play
Soccer
at
Night
the
in
last
Detroit.
year Keyworth Stadium in the first year of the Alumni 5 Field.
Yeah, yeah. So we mentioned that on we did mention that on what do you call it on that on our special
Yeah.
edition that we
Before we
recorded on
wrap
Wednesday.
up, the USL revealed their last 2 awards: the Young Player of the Year award, also known as the Rookie Year, sort of. You mentioned his name. I gave up mentioning his name.
Abdelatif Abukora, otherwise
Yeah,
I call him Abdi Abdukura. Your
I
young
know.
player of the year, well deserved there because yeah, hey, I mean that early stretch where he was scoring goals ad nauseum. I mean that really helped him, and he's probably going to be one of those players that's going to be up and coming. Hopefully, now with a new coach over at Loudon, we'll see how his development goes.
And yes, they awarded the Player of the Year, the MVP, and oh brother, let's say his name.
Taylor
Not Joe
Davila.
Henry, but
It is welcome to the Lou City Awards Show featuring. They swept it all except for Young Player of the Year.
I know, and none of them came from Blue City for Young Player of the Year.
That was the only category.
I know. Mention his name. I thought, I'll say it right now. Pete Wilson, who led the league in the Golden Boot rate, was robbed. Probably the same thing in Charlton. Cal Jennings got robbed, literally. So,
But you look at the overall body of work. Peter Wilson got his for half a season. Cal Jennings was for the full season. But I don't think Lou City gets to the mark that they do without Taylor Davila.
I know. Only one loss in that entire season.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they don't get to that mark without him. And I think they did. I think Detroit City did a pretty decent job holding them in the playoff game.
I know. I've been checking social media that come across on my Facebook right there. They're really great. That his entire family tree congratulated him. You know what I mean? Literally. I'm not
cute.
making this up. His parents, his sister, his teammates, those on Louis City, they went on, and it was about good 3 minutes. Like, hey, congratulations on the Player of the Year award. So
kind of a nice touch there. So
it's a very nice touch, yeah.
very nice
And like
touch.
I said, I don't knock players there. It's well deserved. It's well deserved.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like all the award winners, well deserved. So I am getting ready for the playoffs. I'm getting ready. It's going to be 12 noon, high noon. I love these high noon things, but I do have a criticism, by the way. I noticed this last year when I was watching the USL finals. It was at 12 noon, you know what I mean, on the same exact day as the National Women's Soccer League finals, which have prime time, 8 o'clock, all that. And it's well deserved for the ladies, but we play at 12 noon?
Yeah, you know what? If they get a certain player in the Super League,
Okay.
and there's talk about possibly changing the schedule.
I know the schedule.
So yeah, 2 tidbits for the musings coming up this Wednesday. So
Not only that, and USL would have a tough time with college football. It's on everywhere. It's on Fox. It's on NBC, ABC, ESPN. So it would be very difficult to schedule a 4 o'clock game or an 8 o'clock game. So but they should deserve better time.
It is what it is. I'm grateful for the 12 noon. Watch a couple Premier League games, to whet my appetite. I'll skip the Man City game. I think it should be an easy victory over Newcastle myself. But but you know what? Looking forward to some soccer right at high noon.
I know, and I'm getting ready, and we'll text about it, and we'll come back after the game, either in regulation or extra time. We'll be taking a lot of notes with the important shots, goals, and everything, and we're going to break it down. And also, the USL on YouTube will have post-match celebration on their channel. So this is a special day. It's all done. The last game, the top of the hill. Who will have that other hand on that trophy? We will see.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we will. So hopefully you will enjoy the action on CBS. Mike Watts, Devin Kerr on the call. Should be a loud and packed One Oak Field for this one, as the Riverhounds travel there to see if the destiny is on their side, or if FC Tulsa could be the team that shatters that glass slipper. I don't say it's a Cinderella story, but you know what I mean.
Or as Neil would say, "Shattered dreams." Old gold dust saying. I know.
So, all right, we'll see you right after the. We'll see you a little bit after the match with analysis and highlights and opinions and all that fun stuff. So, make sure you, like I said, make sure to check out the video with Stephen Carroll, the special edition of Soccer Night that we recorded on last Wednesday, and also last Wednesday's musings as well on the YouTube channel. So, Steve, you ready?
I am ready for after the college game day pick. I'm ready to lock on CBS Channel 62. This should be a great game. Good luck to all. I don't have no dog in the fight, literally, since my team got eliminated 2 weeks ago.
We both have a dog in the fight. We both picked FC Tulsa.
I know. So, Nat Cat, I'll see you afterwards.
All righty, we'll see you after hours. Until then, folks, keep your feet in the ground. Keep reaching for the galaxy.